Today, I want to talk to you and introduce you to a business contact and friend, Nathan Frater from Backbone. Backbone these days are based in Wanaka. Used to be up here in Auckland when we first met and started working together. So Backbone really quite an interesting agency, if I can use that term at all. But I'll leave that to you, Nathan, to explain a bit more. But Backbone focus, from what I have seen and what I understand, a lot on user experience and customer-centric strategy that helps businesses grow their online business or improve their online performance. So we've had clients where we had previously delivered an integration, an e-commerce integration that's been in operation, but the client knew that they could probably do better online, but they didn't know where to go. They didn't really want to just do the standard, SEO and Google AdWords and all of those things that also help, of course, but they wanted to take a bit more of a strategic approach. And that's where I found working with Nathan and the team at Backbone has just been a fantastic experience for those people to go, wow, these are things we hadn't even thought of. So Nathan, maybe you tell us a little bit about what you guys do, Backbone, how you add value.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. I think for us, we look at business and the design of business. We have, our team is equally split between a highly creative kind of department, which is all about how you look and how you feel. And that's kind of the design side of it. And then we have kind of the business side, which is about driving performance, driving revenue, creating opportunities for growth. And it's all underpinned by this concept, and an accountant will always argue that your numbers are your business. If you go to someone and talk to them about Facebook ads, they'll sell you on how amazing Facebook is. And we kind of take a step back and we go, your customers are your business, and how you interact with, how you engage with, and how you serve your customers, that should underpin everything you do. So we'll work from a customer journey up to design the dream customer journey. How would someone experience you from, their friend recommends you in a cafe? How do they then find you? They go to, your website, all of those touch points along the way, all the way to, what we call ascension, which is they're then referring you to their friend. So you've gone full circle, and we like to kind of consider that. And that allows us to look quite holistically at, a recent project we just did for a client where we're selling stuff in the agriculture space, and we'll find a customer on a Facebook ad, we'll pull them into our CRM. It then goes into ActiveCampaign through a journey, and we deliver a really well-polished PDF that it means we're putting our best foot forward. And that whole project came from, how do we design the customer journey, not just finding a customer, but moving them through the value chain, every touch point being, an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, so that at the end, when we call them, we say, can you give us a referral? That actually comes to fruition. And so that's when we say, we're in the business of design. We don't just look at, a performance marketing agency, which that's our grassroots. We came from that space. We've realized that, the best way to grow a company is look at the entire thing and pull, little levers the whole way along the journey to build up to an aggressive growth rate.
What I find exciting in that is that whole strategic angle, and also that it's not necessarily tied to any particular technology stack or platform.
Yeah.
In terms of that aspect, do you advise clients too in terms of tech, or what sort of platforms or applications they should be using to execute the strategy, I guess?
The word holistic is thrown around a lot, but in business holistic, we talk about understanding the entire experience. For us, it means that we can come in and we can identify where there's unnecessary tech, but also identify where there's tech that's being unnecessarily used. So we'll go the entire equation. What are all of the bits of tech? What's the MarTech stack? What platforms are driving traffic to the site? What happens after the customer journey? All the way to, are we sending people a after purchase follow-up via direct mail using a third party? Like, the entire thing comes into question. And often we'll find, as was the case in a project we recently worked on together, you brought us into that project, And we found that they had the integration set up with you. They're using, maybe 5%, 10% of the integration. Half the data was being sent to the website, but it wasn't being displayed on the website in real time. That's, for us, the entire journey comes into question once we've evaluated it. Then we go, cool, this integration might be unnecessary. This one you've already got. Actually, you should be doubling down on it and ramping things up. And then we get to play, being platform agnostic. We're not aligned to any specific platforms. We are aligned to objectives and goals. So we can work with someone like yourself and be like, okay, cool, you're in the mix. Let's rock and roll. Let's make some money together and let's serve the client.
What would be of interest probably to people listening here now would be, how would they go about, I guess, engaging with someone like yourself? What would be the first sort of call or the first conversation to get the ball rolling to see if and how you could help them?
It always starts at the end, right? So always go to the end. What's the goal and reverse engineer the steps. And so, relationships, just like a business, it's you kind of go, where do I want to get to? Have that conversation. Lou and I always joke that it's much like dating. So we'll kind of have a small engagement, which is free, just first date, low touch point, low obligation, and then we'll look to scope and evaluate and go, where are you going from here? Then we'll go. There's always a small, like $1,000 job or a $600, just something where we can get to know each other. And if we like how each other work, we move pretty quickly, and we're quite committed to the result and the goal. We're not necessarily going to be everyone's cup of tea. So it's let's have a chance to get to know each other and have a play. And if we can deliver something that you love, and actually through the process you go, man, we enjoyed the value, the IP that the Backbone team brought, then we can look at a larger engagement, which might be, a big tech project, or it could be customer journey design, or it could be, working with a sales team to help them fall in love with your product. Like it could really be anything along that customer journey where you need that external kind of viewpoint and the eyeballs on the business.
And without putting you on the spot too much, and just looking at what customers can expect or what people can expect from working with Backbone, do you have any examples, without obviously naming names, but what a company might have seen in terms of improvement of their online business or their performance altogether?
Yeah, I've got two interesting examples. One is a concept we look at where we've got this idea of turning problems into profit centers. So it's a really small client we had, and he was getting swamped with customer service complaints, not complaints, requests for changes. So it's a SaaS-based product, and it was just people saying, hey, I want to change the subscription tier that I'm on. We looked at that and we went, right now we have a drain on customer support. We have an admin fee that we should really be charging for this request, because it's literally changing the program someone's on, helping them rebuild it. And so we built a messenger bot using like a WYSIWYG drag and drop builder that was directly integrated into Facebook with a payment gateway on it. And someone would message him, he would say, he could type in a keyword. It would send them into an automation via messenger bot, ask them 7 questions around the change they needed to make, why they were making the change, and what they wanted to go to next. And it would pop up a little dialogue, charge them $7, and then it would submit a ticket to make the change. So added $700 a month to the business, and it took an admin cost and it turned it into a profit center. And the customers actually were all really happy with it, because they were going, that they felt like they're getting that touch point, and it was getting actioned 3 times as fast, because it was almost immediate. So that's like a very out the box example. Then another kind of example of a more holistic approach. We've got a client in our partnership program, and his business, we've been with them for 3 years. We've seen growth every year. Last year was when he joined. He was like, yeah, cool, we're going all in. I'll be stepping in as marketing director in that company. And we doubled the business last year, 12 months. So like a net double, and that's profit and revenue. And as a part of that program, we've carved off one of his entire product streams, built an entire new company to go to market with, which we'll build and sell with him. At the same time as doubling the revenue, and we're on track to double revenue again this year. And he's taking a holiday at the moment for the first time since he started the business. So that's
wow.
If it all goes well, and there's a lot of trust, and it takes a while to get there. We didn't get there in year one. We
Sure.
grew in year one, and we scaled in year 3.
Cool. Excellent. Those are really good examples. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, no, that sounds great. Look, that was the whole reason I thought, Nathan, I'd bring you on and share this with some of our clients, because as I said, the example where we've recently worked together was a client who already had an integration with Convergence in place, but then benefited from the strategy or strategic advice that you were able to give them, and that's just basically grew the business as a whole. And I think there would be potentially a lot more people in that sort of position who might want to have a chat. So thanks for that background, and also for coming on the video today. For all of you out there, if you want to have a chat with Nathan, either jump on to Backbone's website directly, which is backbone.nz, right?
Just .nz, yeah.
.nz without the co, yep. Or give me a buzz and I'll make an intro and get you chatting. So thanks, Nathan. I think that's really, really cool and good to catch up with you.
Yeah, awesome, man. Good to chat, and happy to help out. And if there's anyone who's watching this and going, can I bring someone in with some weird and wonderful ideas? We play very nicely together and love the work. So I'm happy to chat to anybody.
Awesome. Weird and wonderful is good. Okay, mate. Catch you later.
Awesome, mate.